Hey everyone, welcome to a very special video presentation on Trainfest 2022 and the North American Prototype Modelers Club. I had a great opportunity last week to visit both. Had some time at Trainfest. I want to just share a few things that I saw at Trainfest. I did see Cody Grivno and David Pop from Model Railroader magazine and their videos. They had a cool setup for trains.com. Here we have Cody interviewing some vendor somewhere. They had a really cool train video game on display that they were kind of running through as well. Here's the Model Railroad Hobbyist booth. Very sparse, not much there. It was actually pretty pathetic. But here we have some of the booths that we saw. This is the Scale trains. They had a lot of really neat stuff on display, stuff you can see on their website, but it's pretty cool to be able to see it all in person. They had a really good display of everything that they have to offer, really like all their locomotives. I was really tempted to get that 7964 Union Pacific unit, but I decided I had enough GEVOs already. Here's the Fox Valley SD70 ACEs that they're going to be coming out with. Scale Trains purchased Fox Valley models. Got a chance to see Matt of Fox Valley models at the Trains show. Also, he was there as part of the Des Plaines hobby shop. Here's some more of their Tier 4 locomotives. I have a bunch of these also. I have one of the Union Pacific. I have like 4 of the Union Pacifics plus a couple more from the Intermountain. Here's their N-scale GEVOs. I think these are the Tier 4 units. Probably some of the best N-scale display. It was pretty cool to see the N-scale auto racks. These were never available when I was in N-scale. But they are definitely nice models. I'm sure if I was still in N-scale, I would have purchased a bunch of those. There's some Dash 9 units. I have one of those. And they also had some of their new covered hoppers on display. I was tempted to get some of those, but I haven't yet. There's some more of their Dash 9 units, it looks like. Really looking forward to their AC 4400s when they come out. Here's the Athearn display. Here's the Athearn SD59 M-2, I think it is. I'm definitely going to get one of these. Was going to ask him when they were going to hit the stores, but he was talking to somebody all the time, so I never got the chance. Here's the Rapido booth. They had a real nice display. Some good shots of their center beam flat cars. We'll probably pick up some of those. Here's some 4-axle Jeeps. I think these are probably Canadian prototypes. Rapido was from Canada. Here's the Model Railroad Craftsman display. They had a real nice display also. So as far as magazines go, Model Railroader had a great display. Karsten's Model Railroad Craftsman had a good display. Model Railroad Hobbyist was pretty smart. Hey, here's a new Blue Nami they had on display. I told him he needs to have that come out in Android, not just Apple. He said I was like the 100th person to tell him that. I don't think they're going to go anywhere with the Blue Nami until they come out with an Android app. But anyway, get a chance to see how big this was. I've been to a lot of train shows over the years. This is the biggest one I've ever been to. Very well attended. It was pretty crowded. Here's a G-scale locomotives. This was awesome. You can see the size of these, comparing them to the gentleman there watching them go by. I mean, these were big, really, really big. Maybe kind of wonder what kind of a G-scale layout I could have fit in my 2,200 square foot basement. No, I'm not going to tear down my HO layout and start a G-scale layout. But I thought the G-scale layout was really, really cool. Here's a HO modular setup that was actually pretty good. Those Santa Fe units reminded me of the units I ran on the Cat Mountain in Santa Fe when we lived in Austin. I wanted to get a video of this because somewhere on my layout, maybe a couple of places, I want to have working crossing gates. So I wanted to check these out, see if they actually worked, and sure enough, they do work. Nice and slow. Lights go back and forth, so I was pretty impressed with that. Wasn't too cool about the timing. It came down a little late, and as you'll see here in a second, they go up a little bit early. So I'm sure having modules, it's pretty hard to kind of get that figured out. Plus, they probably, depending on whose equipment is being run, not all of them have resistor wheel sets. So anyway, it was pretty cool. One thing I've always noticed on these that I've seen is that the gates don't seem to go up to the vertical position. So if I ever install one, I want to try and make sure that it will be able to do that. Now here's why probably my favorite modular layout was the N-scale modular layout that my friend Marshall Skibby and Bill Denton and some other friends that I have here in Northern Illinois, that I met them when I was operating N-scale on my layout and on some other layouts in the area. Great people, and they have a really, really nice modular setup. Probably some of the best scenery you'll see. This is a really cool module of a station. Looks like the Wisconsin Avenue Lakefront Station in Milwaukee. Here, it's going to try and give you, they have a corner here where they show you the stages of development when they build their modules. Didn't want to push that guy out of the way, so didn't get that. They did not have a whole lot of trains running on this, unfortunately, but they did have a couple. I caught this passenger train going by a number of times. It was kind of interesting when I was first watching the N-scale. They look really, really small. Here you'll see an accident. He's going to back right into him. I cheered for him. I could see it happening, and they weren't watching. But anyway, here back to the HO layout that I liked. The same Santa Fe units going by. One thing that's always kind of hard on these group setups is that you always have all kinds of different trains being run, modern trains and transition era trains. This would be appropriate maybe for the 60s right here, with a hodgepodge of passenger equipment going past, some Santa Fe Jeeps. Good, nice scenery on this. Again, you can see the size and the number of people that were here. Parking lot was packed. Michael Gross was here. He's kind of associated with Model Railroader and Trains.com. I'm a full member of the Model Railroader or Trains.com, so I have access to all the magazines and both Trains and Model Railroader, plus all the videos, and they really do a good job on the videos. So if you're interested, they have a trial period that you can check it out. It's only $83 a year, which I didn't think was too bad since you get all the magazines. and all the videos. Pretty cool. So this now is my favorite part of the day, which is the North American Prototype Modelers Club. They had a really, really nice layout. It was very large, probably about 5,000 square feet, I would say. Definitely, probably even more than that. I would say it's more than double the size of my basement, maybe 2.5, 3 times the size of my basement. And definitely had some really nice looking modeling. You saw the station with the train shed. They had a number of really cool areas. All the modeling was very, very well done, very realistic. This was just beautiful through here, the scenery. Everything kind of fit together and flowed together nicely. And it was completely signaled, and the signals all seemed to be running accurately. It was a little crowded, hard to get around. Again, you had a kind of a hodgepodge of equipment running. Looks like they were kind of hitting mainly on the 60s era as far as the layout goes, but you could have equipment from any era. But when you have a club, that's pretty much the way it's going to be. You'll never get everybody to agree on a specific era. But some really great modeling, some cool indoor detail with the buildings lit, and you can kind of see the things inside the structure and so forth. This was a cool coal mine. Thought that was pretty good. They had one aisle that was fall scenery. I wasn't really thrilled about that. It kind of didn't seem to fit with the rest of the layout. The modeling does fit the buildings and the structures and the scenery and everything. I wasn't too thrilled about the fall colors. Here you have some Union Pacific Jeeps pulling some reefers. So I really, really enjoyed looking at this club layout. It was probably some of the most inspirational things that I've seen in a while, and definitely got a lot of good things to take back to my own layout. These are pretty long trains. They had some long trains too, I have to say. Didn't get a chance to count any of them, but definitely some cool trains at the North American Prototype Modelers. I think they're only open houses on Trainfest Day. So, and this part here was some really cool scenery. So anyway, I had a great day at Trainfest and at this club layout. Hope you enjoyed seeing some of the things. Update tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have a great evening. Take care.